Hey everyone, this is Corey here with Tycoon Media, and we're fortunate enough today to get Alex over at Cell Clinic in Vancouver to answer a couple of questions for us here. How you doing today, Alex?
Doing great. How you doing, Corey?
Another day in the office. Um,
Yeah, good.
yeah. So how's business going for you?
You know what? It's been booming for us. We've just been growing like crazy here, expanding our systems, just trying to nail it all down so we can offer our known services to more people in the Lower Mainland over here in BC.
Nice. I've been doing business with you now for about I think 3 years, and every single time I've asked you that question, business is always booming and you're always growing.
Well, business is booming if you're making it booming. That's the way I look at it, right? I've always told you that if you're lacking on something, I mean, it doesn't take long to look at the problem and find the solution. Whether it's to get more customers in, well, do more marketing, right? Like I've told you.
Yeah,
But
awesome.
yeah, no, it's no shortage of broken phones here in Canada, and we're expanding to different things. You know, moving into laptops here soon, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, well, I got a couple of questions here. I think a lot of some of the existing stores and the newer stores in the industry are probably going to want to, get your professional advice on. So, I mean, you got out of school, you got a degree. What made you then start a cell phone store? Like, how'd you land on the cell phone
Yeah,
business?
it's kind of a strange route for sure. No, I took 2 years off to do some traveling and was living in the UK, and just a actually matter of needing money to fund my adventure in there. Um,
Right on.
Kind of always had this passion for technology, and I was living in a small place in England called Canterbury, bustling city, tons of people, and there's just a real need for that service. And I just, I I thought, well, whoever's doing this is killing it, and I
Yeah.
just love technology. So one thing led to another. It was kind of evolved in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's truly a profitable industry. When I first got in the industry, it was the same. I had no idea. I thought I was walking into a rinky-dink store, and until I saw the numbers, and I thought, wow, I'm.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
that's what I noticed too. Is everyone was fixing phones there, but no one was doing it right. No one, the stores that existed, they weren't comfortable. You couldn't go in there and feel like were trusting your device to somebody. They're kind of just existing because there was such a strong need and no one was fulfilling it. So that's where I saw the opportunity. Being from Canada, we had these nice stores, it's all professionally done. The systems were in place. Over there was just you know there was just no accountability. There was just no systems in place. But yeah,
right, right, right. Awesome.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
what'd you do next then? Did you start at home and you expand, or did you go jump
Started
into
yeah
location?
Started at home. Lucky enough to live in an apartment building where it was pretty much accessible to the main street, and people were just there was such a demand for it. People were literally just dropping their phones off at my place, and that it was just as much as trustworthy as the other stores. It felt
Yeah.
to them, which is
Wow.
insane. We moved quick. We put we moved to another location there where was a store beneath, and then I lived above. Still fixing phones. Then my visa expired. I was only there, doing this for about a year,
Hmm.
and came back to Canada. Had the choice whether or not to pursue my, business career in other ways, get a job, or keep doing what I was doing, and it just seemed obvious to keep doing what I was doing. So I went for it and just found a nice little spot here downtown Vancouver and took the lease.
Okay. Cool. Cool. How long were you doing it in the UK? How long were you fixing phones before you came back?
A little under a year, yeah. So
Okay.
it wasn't long. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So a year
But it
before
was
your
enough.
first store.
Yeah, it was enough to get a feel for the business, get a what was working. Made a lot of mistakes, learned a lot of stuff, got that out of the way. Cleaned up our branding, worked a lot on our presentation. Was able to start fresh, so it was actually super beneficial to not carry on with something that was somewhat broken over there.
Okay. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
so how did you go about deciding on a location then? I know a lot of people have a different approach to this. You're right downtown in the heart of a big city. What made you decide on that location?
Well, I wanted to go downtown. That's where the people are. There was nobody here because the rates they're astronomical. Like any kind of rent here is just insane. But I saw if you could get over that first initial cost, there'd just be so much more room to prosper, right? You'd be the leader. Everyone would see the signs. You would just be the hometown hero, so to speak, right? Um, so it was difficult finding the location at first. We got a bunch of realtors on board. No one could seem to find it. It's tough to even get in because it's all the location, right? It's just the most important, one of the most important things about it. And we didn't find it. I was literally just walking the streets and we saw a guy putting a for lease sign up. It was an old Fido store. That's a Canadian carrier here. So we were moving into another cell phone store, which was perfect. It was all set up. It was just laid out for us. So we were able to walk in there, set up, and the reason they were leaving, not because it was bad for business, is because they were expanding to a bigger location. So it just worked out timing wise.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. You know what? I think that takes brass balls to open right downtown in the heart of a big city. A lot of guys like to start in a little like a
Yeah,
you
sometimes you
know
gotta just go for it and just figure it out later. I guess that's kind of what I was thinking of. Maybe a bit, you know, it wasn't easy, right? Not knowing
yeah.
much about retail stores or that, but you kind of throw yourself in the deep end. You figure out how to swim, right?
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, on that note, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you opened up then?
Well, learning to operate a retail store. That was probably one of the biggest things. I never worked in retail. I never, rung a cash register. Didn't know anything about leases. So just research, right? Just online, looking into things, asking different people's opinions. Um, and then probably other than that, yeah, it was just getting out of the being the repair guy. Like that was a huge challenge for me. It was moving to the next level, trusting someone else to do that job,
Right.
then trusting someone else to run the till, then trusting someone else to manage the store, manage the staff, then build the next location, get the trust there. It was that was the hardest thing for me for sure.
Okay. Okay. So kind of moving away from working on the daily grind inside the business and working more on the business and kind of
Exactly.
getting some help in
Spent
there. Cool.
exactly. I
Cool.
spent far too much time in the business. If I would have realized this much sooner, we'd be further ahead. But again, I wanted things to be perfect, right? I wanted the customers to have a great experience. I wanted everything to run smoothly. But there's going to be mistakes. You just fix them. People understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Awesome. So at what point did you realize you kind of transitioned from the minors up into the big leagues?
Well, I still don't know if we're at the big leagues yet, but it was probably the day that we hired our first manager in Vancouver, and I was able to step away from that day to day opening the store, closing the store, um, and just look at where we're winning, where we're losing, what we can work on, where we can focus our marketing, where we could focus new repairs, new offerings, and create more value for our customers.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And so on that note, how do you get new customers in the door then? I know you guys are, like you said earlier, you're expanding into new services, adding new retail products. How do you get these people to come in?
Online marketing's been the one for us. Basically, when I was in England, my sole mission to become number one on Google
Hmm.
with SEO, and I just learned everything I could. I spent so much time, but thinking back, it would have been just a lot better use of my time just to hire somebody, get them to teach me. We could have expedited that whole process.
Right.
Um, but it was crucial to me because I knew that we could make it if we had the location downtown. We had that first rank pricing, right? Even if it was a little bit higher, we actually went in, the same or lower in some cases, just to enter the market.
Yeah.
But I knew that if we had that, those things lined up, we couldn't fail. I just didn't think there was a possible way. So I worked until we got that. Look, and then once we had the basis down, like the bare bones, we're first on Google, we're hitting all the things. Then looked at Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, right? paid ads, some not paid ads, just providing content,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get clever, making people stop, get their attention, and
Okay, cool. So, which would you say, from your experience, which ad channel, and I think I know the answer to this, but which ad channel would you say has proven to be your biggest sales driver?
Well, most recently, I think Facebook. We really killed it with Facebook. We were just really pumping the people through. We did a couple campaigns where we see the used phone market here was pretty untapped for us. So people would have to go to Craigslist, they'd have to go elsewhere, they'd get ripped off, they'd get a phone that doesn't work. So there was a real need for that. And to convey that message to people, like we just hit them on Facebook. We said, hey, look, going to be the same price as Craigslist, but you're getting a phone, you're getting a warranty, and we've got everything here. It's an experience. I mean, you're not going to pay $1,000 like you are at Apple.
Right.
You're going to pay close to half that,
Yeah.
but you're going to get the same thing, and you're going to get a place that's been here for a year, 2 years at the time when we started this, and it's a trusted source, right? Read our reviews. Reviews again, huge for us.
Right.
Yeah, we really made sure to make sure everyone left a review if they could. Really, but first offer that great service. They'd be inclined to offer that review and placement, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought you were going to say Google was going to be your primary sales driver, which it probably is for repairs. But the used phone market is something I totally forgot about. You guys are killing it over there. And actually, one of the things you showed me was still a free Facebook service, which is Facebook Marketplace. Are you still killing it over there with that?
Yeah, if you're not on there, I mean, you're missing out. It's just insanity. We're hitting like 5,000 clicks on certain images in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Maybe it's our market, but it's free. I mean, I hate to give away the because I don't want Facebook to shut it down for everyone. But while you guys can get on there, I really would encourage you to do that.
And for everybody that doesn't know, Facebook Marketplace is it's like Craigslist and Kijiji implemented right in the Facebook dashboard. So you can post ads for free, just like you would on Craigslist or Kijiji, and then everyone within an X mile radius is going to be able to see that and contact you. My belief is that I think Facebook is soon going to start letting people push ads in there, but for the time being, it's completely free and definitely the way to go if you're selling any sort of devices. Alex,
even for repairs too, we posted a couple broken phones, like some really broken phones, anything to get the attention of the viewer, because the algorithm works basically. If it's a popular picture, it gets pushed to the top, right? So you get something, an extreme. We have this picture of this extreme phone broken. Everyone stops and has a look, and they're like, "Is this a phone for sale?" They click on it. Oh, hit them with no. It's this is a repair ad, right? If your phone looks like this, come on in.
Right.
And it floats right to the top. So it's the first thing they see, and it's interesting, right? Or we have this picture of one of the guys holding the broken up iPad, and anything with a person, people kind of click on it and be like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Right.
Again, it floats right to the top. Yeah.
Awesome. Tons of valuable info in there. So in terms of percentages or marketing dollars, how much should a new company and an established company be spending in a month on marketing? Again, this is people approach this differently, but what are your thoughts on that?
You always have to be marketing. Like, there's a reason Coca-Cola keeps pumping marketing dollars into their advertisements. There's a reason they pay you to have their brand in their store and put a freezer there. It's because they know without it, you die. If you're not marketing, it's the life of your company. Percentage-wise, I mean, you can put in what you can afford to put in. Don't put everything in where you leave yourself where you can't buy stock, you can't do anything.
Right.
But I put it all back in, right? Like I'm not here to, I'm going to grow the company, so I'm putting it all back in. But so to say, find your opportunities, right? Like if you got a low, cost per click on something, hit it hard. Make sure everyone in that city sees that your ad's there. Make it engageable. Make it so make it so you're getting your value, right? If you're doing Google AdWords, if you got a low low bid on something, hit it hard, right? But if something's a bit more expensive, kind of just figure your cost per customer. Is it worth it? You can decide from there. Usually, it is almost always for those platforms, because that the value of a customer. I think they say, like, for this industry, around $100 is the value of that customer, and to keep that customer, I mean, it costs you a quarter of that to keep a customer than to get a new customer.
Yeah.
So you want that customer's, that $100 investment, basically, to be talking about your product, your business, going out there and being that word of mouth, right? You tell your 10 closest people to you where you got your screen fixed,
Right.
or whatever, right? Who saved your day when you thought your day was ruined? Well, the store there. Where are they? Oh, they're right downtown. Oh, I've seen that store.
Right.
That's just how we have been successful.
Yeah, totally. Snowball effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Snowball effect. So that's awesome. Now, you don't have to answer this, but to some of the newer stores looking to kind of get to where you are, what do you guys spend a day in AdWords, or try to?
Oh, well, we try to spend as much as we can, really. Because we know it's good. We know it's a good market, and the bids are low for us.
Okay.
But I think we got each store around 250 ad spend, Canadian dollars. We'll run, 300 sometimes when it's slow. Sometimes it gets so busy, right? We can't keep up with the traffic. So we'll cut it back, scale it back there, and then look to see how we can improve the systems, improve the process, get people in without sacrificing value, of course. And just slow season comes. I know people do they do Groupon and stuff. We've done Groupon. Make any money through those type of avenues. It's and with marketing in general, you shouldn't expect to profit off of it. It's a long game. It's a long play. It's a 6-month play. It's a 2-year play. Depends what you're doing, right? But if you've decided this is your career, this is what you're going for, don't be chicken about it. Just spend the money, and don't cut it off if it's not working right away. Okay? It's an investment.
Yeah, totally. A wise man once told me, I think his name was Chatty. He told me, he said, it doesn't matter how much money you make this month. You want to look at how much money you're going to make in 6 months and how much the business is going to grow in a year. And you want to make decisions based on that. So I try to do that, and it sounds like you've been doing that for years.
Yeah, you're building the foundation for the future, right? I mean, you gotta put in that work now, put in that marketing dollars, and people aren't gonna just flock to your store right away. They're gonna take some few times to see the ads, right? They might see on Facebook. You might retarget them again because they've been on your website. They might not come till the 4th or 5th hit, but then you've got a customer, right? Then you've got a customer who's, if you've done a good job, they're gonna tell their friends. And then that's free marketing from there. It's again the snowball effect.
And that's where your profit kicks in as well.
That's where it all makes it.
Okay, cool. So I know you've been working to improve some processes over there. Over the years, how have you been able to increase the average ticket value at your shop? Like, rather than just having somebody come in for a repair, how have you been able to make that ticket value go up?
Well, that's something we're working on now, but we do screen protectors cases. We have things standard here. We've had to play around with, removing some of the cheaper cases, knowing our market, getting some high value cases. We find those sell better than the cheaper ones, funny enough. We're thinking, maybe get some low value cases in here. They're only $15. Well, no, the $80 ones sell better in this market.
Right.
So it depends where you're at. Getting people in to buy the phones. I mean, we might not make a lot of money on the phone per se, but they're going to want to protect it there. They're going to want a screen protector. They see they're in the cell clinic, their phones break. Maybe if they've broken a phone before, they're kind of paranoid. They're like, oh, you got a store here that just runs off of people's broken phones. I'm going to protect this phone. Right. So it almost sells itself if you have the surroundings for it. We always ask the customer, would you like to protect it? We're not pushy. I mean, we offer it in a way that we're, genuinely trying to help them, right? You've come here for a reason. It makes sense. You might want to add this tempered glass screen protector, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the cases. And if they don't want to, that's fine. I'll probably see them back, in a couple of weeks. But by offering it, decreases the ticket value for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Now, a little bit off topic here, but How difficult was it for you? Because you're not in the store every day. Well, you can't be at both stores every day anyway. But
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
how difficult was it for you to help train the front men, the guys on the front lines, on how to upsell, how to increase that ticket value without being pushy, and being able to increase the revenue on every sale?
We just hired the right people. We took our time with hiring the managers. Basically, the guys we hired come from a strong sales background. They know the bottom line. They know how to do this. We gave them some guidance. We just let them run with it a little bit. We didn't want to be too micromanagement. You want to empower them, give them the tools. And most people want to do a great job. They want to make money for the company. They want to. They just want to further their careers. They want to grow so they can grow. So I've, taking your time hiring the right people, just because you can get them, at a bargain for, a good rate, maybe spend the extra 10 grand on their salary, get someone in that's going to make you an extra 100. It just makes sense to me.
I love it. I love it. I totally agree with that. So to some of the new stores out there, what is the single, and you can only pick one here, right? What is the single best piece of advice you have for someone who's looking to duplicate the success of Cell Clinic?
Well, I hope they don't come over here and duplicate it. If they do, I mean, they got a challenge. But the single biggest thing is just giving up on the small things in the business, like replacing yourself constantly, finding that new revenue stream and replacing yourself, being the marketer at first, but then replacing yourself. Even though I love marketing, I went to school for marketing,
Mm-hmm.
it was just being able to be like, okay, you're not the marketer, right? You can't be the CEO and build your company if you're sitting here doing the Facebook ads, right? Even though that's what you love to do. And then you find other things you love, right? And then you're the manager of multiple locations. Now the next step for me is stepping away from that job and finding my right replacement. It's just building up. So the biggest challenge and the biggest encouragement I would say is just find someone to. If you're the technician, you love fixing phones, and that's what you want to do, great. But if you want to build, find a good technician. Teach him what you know. Give him an opportunity to grow, or else so he doesn't go do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But provide that for him. And just keep moving forward.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, I know you're a busy guy. I got some things I got to do this afternoon too. So let's wrap this up with one final question.
Sure.
So, where do you plan on taking Cell Clinic next? What's the next step there?
The next step for us, again, we touched on it, the used phone market. I'm really into that. There's just a huge hole in the market here for that. So we're investing heavily into that, the systems, how to streamline that. So we always have that, if you want an iPhone 6S, 32, 64 gig, whatever it is, we got it, right? That's what we want. And then we want to take it to the repair shops around Canada, Canada start and then the USA. If we can offer that, same delivery. You need a phone, we've got it, always great price. That's where we want to take it. So we want to offer that wholesale experience. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure it's perfect. I want to provide the value for the shops. And I really think that by selling used phones, they can increase that margin. And when it gets when the people come knocking on the door and there's other repair shops, you have that advantage. You have that extra thing to bring the people into the store.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think I speak on behalf of the whole repair industry. We're looking really excited for a new wholesaler of used phones to come into the market. So yeah, Alex, thanks for your time and thanks for doing this interview with us.
Hey, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, best of luck with Cell Clinic, and I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks, and same to you, Corey. Great talking to you.
See you, man.